surprise thing that I want to treat you guys on that live. But here's the story of the day. So apparently, a Disney corporate president named Karey Burke, she's obviously a Karen, was on a Zoom call demanding that over 50% of all the characters in Disney movies moving forward be of questionable gender and or whatever. Okay. No. Her reasoning is because she's the mom of two children. One is pansexual, and the other one, she says, is trans. How old are they? Does this sound like a normal house? Or is it, you know, a breeding ground for Buffalo Bill and Hannibal Lecter? That's what it sounds like to me. Okay. The Zoom call, I don't have it. I don't have the video. But apparently she went overboard. Now, I've said this before, I'll say it again, because obviously these motherfuckers in a Deadline and Variety won't let it go. And it's very interesting to me, like Overlord Doomcock just posted one, and he's losing his mind right now again, of course. But here's the deal. This isn't good for Ms. Carey. I don't know, Phil. Maybe you should go and talk to him, invite him out for a coffee. Okay? I don't know what they're waiting for. Hi, Just Mike. She put herself out there. Okay? When you look at Florida, and Ron DeSantis got abused by the three bitches that were hosting the Oscars. When you look at Florida, well, it's misrepresentation. How about you show the actual percentage as it would be in actual population? 2%. So in most things you wouldn't see one. Okay? You wouldn't see one. All right? You look at Florida, 80,000, which is a majority of Disney employees work there. In Orlando. You look at the fact that Florida has a supermajority in the state legislature, the House and the Senate. They elected Ron DeSantis, who is a retired naval officer. He was a JAG that worked with the Navy SEALs. Okay. Let's put it this way. If you're that guy, you're not an idiot. Okay? You know the law. All right? One person shows up to protest in Orlando, one. And varying reports, under 100 nationwide. This is a minuscule minority of a minuscule minority that are freaking out about this. Then we got this Karey Burke just telling everybody, the whole world, that she abuses her kids. Because that's what that is. Okay. When I was a kid, I was a tomboy. All right? It's true. I was. Did my mom and dad say, oh, we should give you puberty blockers? No. They just let me grow up. And one day when I was 13, I was like, wow, I'm a girl. You know, here's the deal. Tomboy always knows that she's a girl, okay? She just would rather tussle with the guys than hang out with other girls because they don't like other girls. All right? There ain't nothing wrong in that either. All right? You just if you like guns and horses and westerns and Star Wars and GI Joe cartoons and reading comic books like I did, other girls didn't do that. I used to get shit for that. I would wear a Star Wars t-shirt on Fridays when we could dress down when I was in middle school, and I got shit on for it. I didn't care. I still did it because I loved it. All right? Doesn't make a girl trans. Okay? Doesn't make me want to be Elliot Page. And in fact, if someone had suggested that to me, I would have said, are you fucking crazy? No, ick, gross. Now we have women like Karey Burke who think that they're 6-year-olds. And I'm going to tell you something. You don't have an argument with a 6-year-old. 6-year-olds are not sharpest knives in the drawer. Okay? They're stupid. They say stupid things. They do stupid things. It's like having an 8-week-old puppy. Very cute, very funny, very fun to have around, but you know he's going to shit on the floor and do something you told him not to. Like, grab a light cord. Or run off with a pair of underwear. Or tear off the wallpaper. Okay. Yeah, it is. And it just, look, we have a problem with again, the awfuls. What are awfuls? Affluent, white, female, ultra leftist. And this person is one of them. She embarrasses me as a woman. And it's called Munchausen's by proxy. Look, I know a lady who owns a horse. All right, he was a Premarin foal. Premarin, which is a medicine given to women with hormone problems, comes from lactating mares. Okay, and it's considered cruel to do this, but the mares have foals. The foals are taken away. La la la, and the foals ended up being raised by hand if they live, raised by hand. This gelding that she has is a Premarin foal, and if he has a pimple, she has every vet in the county and in the area show up to tell her what's wrong with him. And there's nothing wrong with him. All right, they tell her he's overweight. She runs around saying he's insulin deficient or resistant. It's like, the vet said get him out there and ride him. The vet said get him out there and trot him for 20 minutes every day. And don't feed him like that. All right, I think, Don, I think Florida is at will too. So, and, I've heard, this isn't Bob Chapek doing this. Okay. This girl, think about it. Think about it. You've got less than 100 people walking out. You've got the few at Pixar squawking about two dykes smacking on each other in a kids show and insisting it be on there. What I would be asking them, meeting them, is why is it so important for you that children be exposed to this? You've got teachers crying that they can't talk about their sexuality to third graders. You ever talk to a 10-year-old? Of course, I've known grown-up people who are basically the maturity of a 10-year-old. But still, have you ever had a conversation with a 10-year-old, let alone a 6-year-old? Let's go from an 8-week-old puppy to a 4-month-old puppy. A 4-month-old German Shepherd. Fur-covered velociraptor. If it's on the floor and he can tear it up, there will be confetti everywhere. Okay, he will get into your dirty clothes. He will get into the garbage. He will tear molding off the walls, okay? He will dig in your garden, okay? They're just, and chew, tear. And if they're not grabbing something to chew on that you don't want them to, they're going to be chewing on you. I've got a scar on my ankle, right above my ankle, where Kojak, at the age of 4 months old, I was walking him, taking him on a short walk, because we started at short, attacking my ankle, and there's blood coming down. Okay? He just, I mean, they don't know. They don't know any better. That's a 10-year-old kid. You know, why are you telling these kids this stuff? Okay, first off, they're not interested. They don't give a shit. I know why they are. Let's be honest, they're grooming them. And there are dumb, white women like Karey Burke who are very happy to enable these poor, unfortunate homosexuals. Think about it. And there are not many of these people, but there are enough to cause consternation. And again, what did they do? They got into Hollywood. They got into the music industry. They got into the publishing industry. How do you explain Justina Ireland and Daniel Jose Older and Claudia fucking Gray? I'm a better writer than they are. Okay. They also got into academics. Now, it's not to say that leftists were never a part of academics. We talk about Mary Davison. All right. Deborah Buffton. Okay. For a start, those are two teachers I knew at the University of Wisconsin-La Crosse. I could name tons more. All right. My faculty advisor, Jim Parker, who was a great guy, old hippie. He's probably long dead now because he had emphysema in 1993. But he and I would talk about everything. He was far to the left, but we got along. Okay, he was probably my oldest brother's age, which is why we got along. Okay, great guy. You know, but they were there. But this is different. But I'm gonna tell you something. Literature class with Mary Davidson. You didn't hear about W.B. Yeats. You had to go into another one of the guy professors' classes to hear about W.B. Yeats and the rest of the great poets. Because guess what? You got stuck reading all the female poets, all the female writers, like Mary Shelley, who bored the motherfuck out of me. Tell you something, ladies. It's a very rare woman that can write a book that I'm interested in. Why? Because the women that got published were boreholes. I mean, look at Pride and Prejudice. I want you to look at the story. Yeah, I know. It's what I was talking about, Mike. You know, Pride and Prejudice. We've got a family that's not as much money trying to marry their daughters off to guys with a lot of money. That's what the story is. Wow, I'm thrilled. Basically, it's nothing but a soap opera. And I stopped watching soap operas when I was 18. Yes, I was a Bo and Hope, Roman and Marlena fan. And then I quit. I just quit. Turned 18, I was like, man, whatever. I'm done. I can't watch these anymore. They're stupid. They're stupid. But, I mean, Jane Austen, gossipy wench. I mean, there's a scene in Pride and Prejudice when the one with Colin Firth, where the mom with a mouth quite like my horse's talks about how much Mr. Darcy has. He makes $13,000 like this, and it's like that's the reason to marry him. Yes, in Jane Austen's mind, that is the reason to marry him. Okay then. Alrighty then. Steph going, this is boring, I hate it. But guess what? But Phil, this close. You can't just fire these people right now. Okay? Alright? Stop being emotional. Stop it, because it's pissing me off. Okay? They have a problem, they gotta figure out how to solve it. And right now is not the right time to say every one of you are fired. What would that look like? Okay? Stop it. Listen. It's childish. Okay? It's childish. I would love to see them fired if I didn't think that the next day Arnold and Chapek would be fired. I don't want that. Okay? I don't want that. What I want is what I want. I want those people to be used. Yeah, Troy's right. Now, Florida is an at-will state. California is, but again, it's a PR mess. Okay, PR mess that Disney made a mistake addressing too early. They should have kept their mouth shut. Well, if it's an at-will state, it's a lot easier. So I don't buy that. They have to, the HR people have to follow the rules that the state puts out, and if it's at will, I don't see the problem. Now take it. Yeah, and that's the problem right there. It's a PR nightmare right now. PR nightmare that Disney put out there. Here's the deal. This Zoom call got leaked. Who leaked it? Who leaked it? Did they? Did the people that were, did the 2 bitches or 3 bitches or whoever on that Zoom call leak that? No. Somebody did. I guarantee it was somebody in Chapek's office. All right? They want people to see who is the problem. Okay? All right? Now, what does he do? He bides his time. This will eventually disappear in the haze of the next shiny object. Okay, for a while we didn't hear about it because the Will Smith smackdown. All right, but this will definitely go away. And when it does, yeah, exactly. And here's the deal. It's not like Bob Chapek isn't aware of what the population is. Okay, it's not like Bob Chapek isn't aware that a vast majority of his employees in Florida voted for Ron DeSantis. That a majority of Democrats in Florida wanted the Parental Rights Act, okay? In fact, I'm gonna tell you guys something. I was in touch with my friend Bruce, and as soon as I get my channels to where I can stream with people, I'm gonna have him on. Because I want him to explain, A, why he moved to Florida, and B, who he is, okay? Because when you guys see this, you're gonna understand that not every gay likes this shit. I do too. I don't know what is gonna happen next, but somebody obviously put that out there. For all we know, Susan Arnold did. I'm sure she's very excited to see these women enabling this and abusing their kids. I'd have told that one woman, your kid should be taken away from you. Should. They should. It's just, it is what it is. And it, I would take the kids and I would raise them. Totally different world. Guess what you get to do? Make your bed, clean your room. Okay? Come down, breakfast is at 8. I know it did, and it probably pissed off the board. Okay, and I know it probably pissed off JPEG, and I know it probably pissed off Arnold. Okay, I don't see anybody going, good for you, Ziggy, good for you. You know, this is going to come to a head, and I think it's going to come to a head a lot faster than people think. But you gotta let it die down. Okay, gotta let it die down. You know, but now think about these women. Their kids probably don't have to do anything. They're mollycoddled and allowed to actually believe a lie. I mean, like my friend Saran says, this is how you raise a serial axe murderer. Okay? It's like Charlize Theron dressing her son in skirts and saying he's a girl. You adopted a boy. Why are you doing that? And what does it say about her mental health? Not good. Not good at all. Okay? My thing is I didn't get to watch it at all. I don't want to because I'd probably find out where this woman lives and tell her off and probably call Child Protective Services on her. Because I feel sorry for kids that grow up with women like that as their moms. I do. What a shitty way to grow up. What a shitty fucking way to grow up. You know, you don't learn anything about responsibility. You don't learn anything about life. You're given everything you want. You're allowed to believe a delusion because your mother's delusional. It's abuse. Yeah, it is. Well, look, again, sci-fi universe. Patience is a virtue. We don't know what's really going on behind the scenes. Again, this video was leaked by somebody, and it wasn't on the side of the people who want this garbage. Okay, they wanted somebody, probably somebody on Iger's staff or somebody, one of his allies, put this out there so the general public can see who these people are. Okay. This is a power struggle. And we got to understand. We have to watch this and understand what this is all about. Okay? And once we figure out that the lines have been drawn, you know, and that there is a fight going on inside Disney for the soul of Disney. No, you can't. What you can do is not resign people to contracts, outright fire them if it's fine. Well, I would say look, there are people right now thinking that, Disney, blah, blah, blah. No, this was a deliberate leak by somebody to show the entire planet that this is insane. And this is what they want to do. Okay, obvious. The more I think about it, that's exactly what this was. JPEG did this to embarrass them. JPEG is really going to embarrass them. Okay? You know, and it's going to be a slow process. And you're going to have, people flipping the rules without telling him where they're not going to refer to boys and girls anymore in the parks. That was a story out there. Or maybe it was in that video. I'm sure that's not going to happen now if it was in the video. Okay? It's very interesting to me to watch this. Now, I'm going to go to a different thing. So Star Wars Direct posted a thing about Donald Glover talking about Lando, the TV show for streaming, with Jimmy Fallon or Jimmy Kimmel. And when you read his argument, when you read his statement, he absolutely said nothing of the kind. Okay. Now, I don't have it up. I got my computer over there. I can pull it up, but I don't feel like it. Rest assured that when you go to look for that article, and I might, if I remember to put it in the community page, when you look for that article, you're going to be like, where did he say anything? You go to the IMDb page for it, there's nobody attached to it but a writer. It's just Mike, it's not going to be made, so I wouldn't worry about it. Oh, he's probably egging them on. And I'm sure that the Chapek knows who they are now. This is, you know, when you go into a chat, you see everybody attacking Disney. Again, hey, Mazarus. Oh, I saw that. I'll check it out. When you go into a chat and you see people just spewing about Disney without any thought, without any, you know, any information behind it, without any thinking, it's like, this is what we've got on the internet. There's no education. There's no education in how you think. All right. I mean, you look at the philosophers from like Soren Kierkegaard and, you know, you name them. Do you know how to think? Do you know what words mean? Do you know what words mean? Well, yeah, I know. And my problem with this is that the black pills who don't think at all, I mean, my God, that would be, I mean, nuclear power plants would start powering down. They don't think. And what they do, if you feed on emotion, emotion is irrationality. Emotion has no place in politics. Okay. It's like that lady saying, I have a kid who's pansexual and a kid who's trans. A child. What does that have to do with anything? Oh, now yeah, that's what they do is they sprang this, you know, see what did they spring the trap? I mean, I don't know what they're doing, but the idea that you can watch a video like this and not stop and go, how the hell did that get leaked? Who the fuck leaked it, and why would they leak it? Just reacting is stupid, and to me, it's like, this is why I don't do politics anymore. All right, this is why I'm very glad in 2004 or 2003, I quit my job, my career, said, fuck this shit. First off, it's unhealthy to be like that 24/7. And that's all DC is, 24/7. Second of all, life doesn't and should not revolve around trivial bullshit. Okay. Thirdly, what's the point? Look, I could sit here and wax rhapsodic about Ukraine, and oh, by the way, it's probably going to be solved. Because I think I've read some stuff that Putin is about ready to throw in the towel. Okay. He has lost like 17,000 men. 17,000. What, far more than we lost after 20 years in Iraq and Afghanistan. Far more. Okay. But typical Russian, lead your men into a slaughter. But there's nothing I can do about it. Okay. There's nothing I can do about it. It's very disheartening for me when you can't do anything without talking about that shit. People just incessantly. I mean, if you turn on the Academy Awards, I mean, what the fuck are those three bitches gonna do? Tell Ron DeSantis he can't sign the bill. He did. He's not gonna veto it. He championed that bill. There are Democrats in Florida that did. Trust me, the Democrat National Committee knows that. Democrat National Committee knows, just like they knew defund the police didn't work and it's hurting their party, this shit's hurting their party. Okay, there's a point where you don't cross, and it's people's kids. Okay, it's people's kids, and I don't know what they think, but again, I challenge people in Hollywood. Why don't you get out of the fucking bubble and go to Florida, walk into a restaurant or a bar, a nice bar, sit down and look around you and see the people that are there. Okay? Go hang out with the tourists in Orlando. Better yet, go to Tampa. Have dinner at one of the beef O'Brady's or whatever they're called. Get a Cuban and sit and commiserate with people. Okay? Stop acting like your opinions are that widely spread, because it just doesn't. No, they don't realize that they're a tiny minority. And then no, I'm talking about Cuban sandwiches. Cuban sandwiches are, oh my God, they're so good. There should be a room of worship for them at the Vatican. They're that good. They're so good. Oh my God. But stop pretending that your opinions in Hollywood are that widely shared. They're not. Not even by tough fellow Democrats. And the Democrats in power, and I'm talking about the DNC, knows this. Oh, it just, they're mind-blowingly good. I've had them in Tampa. I used to get a Cuban once a week. Cubanos, or whatever they call it. But this is the problem. Bob Chapek's aware of that. He knows the customers don't believe this shit. He knows the vast majority of Floridians wanted this law. I look at him, and if I'd have been one of the advisors, and there were people on the board, and maybe these two women, I said, look, you do realize that Florida is it has a vast representation and a supermajority of Republicans. Okay. We have 80,000 people that work for us in Orlando. Do you think none of those people are Republicans? Do you think none of those people wanted this law? Democrats wanted this law. And what you've done is you've made an enemy of the state government now and the legislature. All right, now, is Ron DeSantis, basically making statements about Disney going woke to get money? Yeah, why wouldn't he? It's a great fundraising tool. Again, conservatives are so ignorant of Hollywood and the culture. The moment they hear Hollywood, and it doesn't matter who, they shit all over it. Okay? Now, is this an enemy Hollywood created? Yes, it is. Is Hollywood so stupid they're not aware of that? Yes, they are. Do they all deserve to be locked up in a room together to figure it out? I would like to see that. Okay? Of course DeSantis is going to use it. I would too. But do you honestly think that him and Bob Chapek are mortal enemies now? No. Bob Chapek probably would have voted for him. Okay? Look, what they say in public is not what they're saying in private. Okay? Politicians and CEOs are politicians. You don't know where they stand in reality. Do you think Bob Iger's woke? No, not woke. He's doing that so he gets invited to Eyes Wide Shut parties. Yuck. What are you going to do about it? I just go, this is going to come to a head, and the people who spewed an invective against their boss are going to be in a very, very bad place. All right? Just, there you go. Okay. Yeah, what it is, it's an anti-grooming bill. I mean, when you've got, God, did you guys see that teacher? If that guy came walking up and said, I'm your first grader's teacher, would you let him teach your kid anything? No. You'd be on the phone calling the FBI saying, I think we got a pedophile in school. I mean, and he's sad because he can't talk about what he does with his husband in school. Mrs. Nelson in 3rd grade, no, Mrs. Retzloff, never talked about what she did with her husband in school. Okay. Mrs. Shit, I can't remember her last name. 1st grade, never talked about her family or husband. All right. Okay. Mrs. Cabot in 5th grade, one of my favorite teachers. I mean, Mr. My art teacher. I mean, my voice teacher, Mrs. Allen, in high school. Never bring up politics. Actually, they did occasionally, and it was always funny in U.S. history. We were given an opportunity to vote. They just mock vote. High school, 1984. Reagan wipes Mondale out of the room in a high school vote in our history class, and I'm doing this. Ha ha ha. It wasn't squares voting for him either. It's not squares voting for him in that situation. So Bob Chapek is in his early 60s. He's 61 years old. Because I looked him up. He's been at Disney for 20, 30 years. He'll obviously easily weather the storm. And, you know, we have to see where it goes. We do. We have to see what happens here, okay? And again, this video was leaked for a purpose. And it wasn't leaked by the people who had it out there. These people don't want that out there. I mean, and if they do, they're dumb. They're retarded. They actually think the rest of us are going, no, we're all going, stay away from my kids. Stay away from my nephews and nieces. Stay away from my great nephews and nieces. Stay away from all children, or I will kick your ass. Okay, again, do you want that teacher who's bitching about not being able to talk about his husband and if their life together to the kids he teaches? I mean, to me, that's an excuse to fire his ass. Okay? He can work at the gay bar in downtown. You don't need to be talking to little kids. Again, this is not just what are you talking about? What are you talking about, Jacob? If we talk about the video, he probably had it leaked or someone did it on his behalf. Well, you know, they can cancel Disney Plus, but Disney Plus is also opening in 50 or 60 more countries. So there you go. I think it's stupid. To do that. You're better off keeping it. Watch what's good, watch and don't watch what isn't. They'll figure it out. They know the streaming numbers. Okay. They know that if Lightyear goes to Disney Plus, that suddenly no one wants to watch it. And they'll be like, see Pixar? So anyway, I'm getting kind of tired. I mean, let's put it this way. I had a tetanus shot. And a shingles shot. And I'm really tired and I don't feel very good. Okay. But again, for you guys who didn't watch the first video, my friend Chrissy sent me her husband was a stuntman, an actor in Hollywood. Into the last movie he made was in 2000. And he made movies with a lot of people. I did a video. You can go and check it out. But this is the one that made me cry. That's Nick. And this was Murderer's Row with Dean Martin. She sent all of these to me. And here's another one which will make you faint. He played Sean Connery's body double. There's Sir Sean. There's Nick. In the Molly Maguires. And I've got here. No, not that one. I got tons of these. I mean, he played the, if you've ever seen Mystery of the Blues, which is the one young Indiana Jones, that Harrison Ford narrated, and he's in it. Nick played the body double for the Native American Gray Cloud. Okay. And here he is, Kid Galahad, with Elvis. So, you know, I got a lot of really great pictures. I'll find some other ones here, but I've got them all piled up. Oh, here you go. Here's another one. Richard Pryor. I've got one of him and Richard Harris. I've got a photograph of him. I've got photographs of him with Arnold Schwarzenegger. He was in a movie, Fist, with Sylvester Stallone. But he knew Harrison Ford. They used to race snowmobiles up in Jackson. And he passed away last year. And Chrissy just piled all this stuff up for me and sent it to me. So, if you want to watch a video, I show all the pictures. I go through all of them. But anyway, about this thing that got leaked, it was Chapek himself that had that leaked. I know it was. He wants to embarrass them. Well, you can watch it for free on YouTube. But Chapek wants to embarrass these people. Okay? And that's the point. And this is a war. So, Matt Cater saying there isn't a war going on at Disney is full of shit. Just like there wasn't a civil war going on at Lucasfilm, and look at the dismal reaction to the mediocrity that was FET, so we'll see, okay? But as far as this thing goes, just remember, whoever leaked it, if it was leaked on purpose by the bad guys, they did themselves a disservice. Okay? They did themselves a disservice. And the reason why I say that is because people all over the country, even Democrats, are going. Even Democrats. Oh, I want to show you this. All right. So there's Nick. And look what he wrote here. He's a great guy. I mean, it's, but I might go and do this over again. Do another video about him and bring up his IMDb page too, just because you guys, I want to leave you with this. We've gone through a lot of shit right now with Hollywood. Will Smith, the three bitches, this attack on parents, Ron Perlman. I'm gonna tell you something about Ron Perlman. I have heard rumors about him being a kitty toucher. Okay, all right. So is he? I don't know. But that video he made, he was like, a rabid dog. He was nuts. Okay. That. So, why are they all upset? They're afraid they're going to get caught. Why so defensive? Why so triggered? What's wrong here? They're not worried about people's rights. Gays have all the rights they want. Again, when I get my channels, when I get everything going, I'm going to have a stream with Bruce, my friend Bruce, who moved to Florida with his husband. They live in Key West, and they're as happy as larks, okay? Maybe shed some light on the subject, okay? Maybe show people there's an alternative view out there. Maybe show people that population is as beleaguered by these crazy activists as the rest of us are, okay? And I think it's time that people like him stand up and say, we're sick and tired of this shit. And he started log cabin Republicans, okay? But we need to step it up. I think that population needs to say enough is enough, okay? But there's something really icky about Ron Perlman. There always has been. And his fit is this fit that he had is very telling, okay? And the rumors I heard, I think are probably true. Anyway, get away from there, Kojak. So I gotta go, and I'm gonna lay down and kind of rest. I was gonna do upper body, but my arms feel like my horse kicked me. So I will see you guys later. You guys all be good, and you know, we'll just see. And the acolyte, by the way, okay, it's down big on IMDb, down big, and the actress that's supposed to be in it is too. So they're going to quietly just cancel a bunch of stuff. Okay, this is Steph signing out. I'll see you around the galaxy.